The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Listen, my children, you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere. On the 18th of April in 1700, hardly a man is now alive who remembers that famous day and year.
He said to his friends, if the British march by the land or sea from the town tonight, hang a lantern aloft of the belfry arch of the North Church Tower as a signal light.
One if by land and two if by sea, and I on the opposite shore will be ready to ride and spread the alarm through every Middlesex village and farm for the country folk to be up and to arm.
Then he said good night, and with muffled oar,
silently rowed to the Charlestown shore, just as the moon rose over the bay.
where swinging wide in her morning sleigh, the Somerset British man of war,
A phantom ship with each mast and spar across the moon like a prison bar.
and a huge black clock that was magnified by its own reflection in the tide.
Meanwhile, his friend through an alley and street wanders and watches with eager ears, till in silence around him he hears
The mustard man at the barrack door, and sound of arms and tramp of feet, and measured tread of the grenadiers.
marching down to the boats on the shore.
Then he climbed the tower,
The Old North Church,
by the winding stairs with swiftly tread,
to the belfry chamber overhead,
and startled the pigeons from their perch,
from the somber rafters that round him made,
messes and moving shapes of shed,
by the trembling ladder steep and tall,
to the highest window in the wall.
where he paused to listen and look down,
A moment on the roof to the town.
and the moonlight flowing over all. Beneath in the churchyard lay the dead, and their night encampment on the hill, wrapped in silence so deep and still, that he could hear, like a sentinel's tread, the watchful night wind as it went, creeping along from tent to tent,
And seeming to whisper all is well, a moment only he feels the spell of the place and the hour, the secret dread of the lonely belfry and the dead. For suddenly all his thoughts are bent on a shadowy something far away.
Where the river winds to meet the bay, a line of black, the beams afloat, a rising tide like a bridge of boats.
Meanwhile, in paddy to the mountain ride, boot in its sport with a heavy stride, and up the shore walking Paul Revere. Now he patted his horse's side. Now gazed on the landslip far and near, then impetuous stamped the earth, and turned and tightened his saddle girth. But mostly he watched with eager search on the belfry tower of the old North Church, as he rose above the gray side of the hill, lowly, spectral, and somber and still.
and lo, as he looked of the belfry light heights, a glimmer and then a gleam of light. He springs to the saddle, and brittle he turns, but lingers and gazes till full on his sight. The second lamp in the belfry light. A hurry of hoofs in the village street,
Shaping the moonlight above in the dirt,
and beneath from the pebbles and passing the spark.
proud by a steed flying fearless and fleet.
That was all, and yet
Through the gloom and the light,
the fate of a nation was riding that night,
and the sparks struck out,
like the steed in his flight.
kind led the land into flame with its heart.
He has left the village and mounted the steep, and beneath him trod cool and broad and deep.
Is the mystic meaning the ocean tides, numb the hours that skirts its edge. Now soft on the sand, now loud on the ledge. Now soft on the sand and down the ledge. Is heard the tramp of his feet as he rides.
It was 12 by the village clock when he crossed the bridge into Medford town. He heard the crowing of the cock and the barking of the farmer's dog, and felt the damp of the river fog that rises after the sun goes down.
It was 1 by the village clock when he galloped into Lexington. It was 1 by the village clock.
When he galloped into Lexington,
He saw the gilded weathercock
swim in the moonlight as he passed,
and the meeting house windows
blank and bare,
gaze at him with a spectral glare.
as if they already stood aghast.
At the bloody work they would look upon.
It was 2 by the village clock when he came to the bridge in Tonko town. He heard the bleating of the flock and the twitter of birds among the trees, and felt the breath of the morning breeze.
Blowing over the meadows, brown, who at the bridge would be first to fall, who that day would be lying dead, cursed by British musket ball.
You know the rest in the books you have read, how the British regulars fired and fled, how the farmers gave them ball for ball from behind each fence and farmyard wall.
Chasing the redcoats down the lane, then crossing the fields to emerge again under the trees at the turn of a road, and only pausing to fire and load.
So through the night rode Paul Revere, and so through the night went his cry of alarm to every Middlesex village and farm, a cry of defiance and not of fear, a voice in the darkness, a knock at the door, a word that shall echo in forever.
For born of the night, wind of the past, through all our history to the last, in the hour of darkness and peril, and our need the people will awaken and listen to hear the hurrying hoofbeat of the steed and the midnight message of Paul Revere.